right, David, we're taking a look at your swings here. We'll notice, look at how you're moving backwards. Your head is moving backwards, your body's moving backwards. Now your head's moving down. I mean, look, it's still moving down. And then the hands drop down, and then you come up over the top. I know it's a short pitch, but that's just not the way to attack it. But we'll see this head movement and body movement becomes a huge issue throughout the round. So let's see here, getting into your stride, and then rotation up over the top. You don't get the full extension, and you try to flip those wrists up over the top instead of swinging through on a straight line. Here we go again. The body is moving backwards. Now you're coming forward with the stride. Look at the head moving down. And then you just try to lift up through the ball. No full extension there. See, your arms are just kind of pinned in at your body. You have a boxing background and really long arms and a lot of leverage, and you're not using any of it at all. Once again here, way up over the top. You're kind of trying to flip your wrists up over the top instead of swinging sideways on a straight line with the wrists. Once again here, trying to lift up through, and that's where you kind of said you had hits where you would spray them off to right field for good hits, but you can see it's just kind of a band-aid for your swing. It's easier to spray it over there. Here's an inside pitch, right in the zone. Just look at right up over the top. And then right here, no finish of the rotation. Look at it, looks like you're almost still in your stance. Your right foot is flat. You're a powerful guy and then with the boxing background, I said, show me what you do to throw a punch, and all of a sudden, you're just throwing your hips and your body rotation and everything, but all of a sudden you get the bat in your hands, and it's a common thing. You kind of forget what's natural to you. You just got to here we're talking about just letting yourself come forward, and then once the rotation starts, look how you just 100% rotation. Look how you're holding it with the right hand. You're holding it like a chopstick. I mean, look at that. You got 2 fingers on there. That's another huge thing that you were doing in your swing. You're not powering that top hand through. So that's a huge thing that when you're working on things at home, that you're going to have to self-correct. Here we're doing it with the lead arm. I don't think you're getting enough rotation. So we're practicing rotating with the front side, the left arm, and then we're switching here to the right arm. Boom, cracking it like a bullwhip or a fishing pole, casting it sideways. Not trying to flip those wrists over. See how the wrists are moving sideways? They're staying palm up, palm down until contact, and then they don't roll over until they just naturally roll over after you swing through contact. Here, there's a nice, you kind of flip those wrists at the end, but a nice looking swing there. Just look at my head. Once my front foot lands, look at my head and my front shoulder. No motion forward at all. It actually moves back a little bit because I'm so desperate not to lunge at the ball. I want to stay back and drive it up in the air. It's 100% rotation once that front foot lands. Look at your front foot. And then, no, this was better. We were starting to work on rotation. Here's Andrew Collins. Just look at his head and his body. Here's his stride forward. Now here's his, okay, so here's his stride coming forward. Watch the next frame. No more forward motion with that head. It's still, and especially not up and down motion. Down. If he's moving downward with his head, it's just gonna throw the whole swing off. You know what I mean? Once again in slow motion here. Just look at his upper body, his chest and his head. He's coming forward just like a boxer if he's going to punch. Now here comes the punch. No more forward motion. 100% rotation. That's the explosive rotational swing that we teach and practice and that the pros use. It's got to be rotation. Even if that bat path isn't perfect, at least have the rotation be perfect. Look at here. Look at your head. So much forward motion and then way too much of a downward chop there. I was having trouble getting you to kind of have a happy medium between, look at here, head lowering. Look at you went backwards and then now you're trying to swing up through the ball. It's just, adding 2 or 3 bad things together and then it's really hard to correct. You're kind of focusing down at a ridiculous angle like that. I'm trying to get you like this, not trying to think as aggressive, just trying to think, rotate like there's a hula hoop around you, but it's kind of set at that angle. This is what you're trying to do. You're trying to go down, and then what you're actually swinging at is way up in the air like that, but then when I tell you to correct it, you go kind of straight down through. We want to be, look at there, even when I'm demonstrating this, your right hand, you take your right hand and you let it fly off of the bat. Look at there, your right hand. I mean, you almost let go of that before contact. So I mean, that's something we worked on throughout the session, but just to show you there how you know, how bad it looks on film. And right here, no extension at all. Look at your right arm is still bent right there. You know, you're not powering through, and then no rotation at all. I mean, you know, you're rotating just because you kind of have to, but you're not really powering it around at all. Let's see what your focus was here. Look at that. You're coming forward, front foot lands. Look at how much forward motion you have. That's not rotation. That's look at that. Forward, 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 forward. You're actually moving ahead of that pole. Better bat path there, but just no rotation. Now we switched over. Look at better rotation there. We're thinking just 100% rotation. Forget about the bat path. We'll worry about that later. Pretty good bat path there, no extension, but we're working on the rotation. You know, see how your head's behind that pole now. Front foot lands, pretty good rotation there. Forget about the bat. You saw it fly way over the top, but we're really trying to get that rotation at the end here. Now, I tell you to start, you know, trying to get a little bit more aggressive with the bat head, and you lunged way into it. Here's the next morning after we really worked on those things. Look at that. Look how you go backwards and down. You're still kind of going back to that, but look at the rotation here, pulling up, you know, around through the ball, and then look at your finish. Much more rotation, and this is where, you know, majority of the balls you hit today, this next morning, were off the fence or over the fence by a long ways. Look at here. Boom. You know, you're not getting out to full extension with that bat path like I like, but look at this rotation. I mean, look at your bat flying way around. I mean, you had no swings like that at the beginning. There's that motion again. You're like down and back. You know, that your head has to stay on that same level. Here's a ball you launched way up in the air and way out. Just your rotation here. I mean, just fixing that alone has given you a ton more power. Even here, look at, you started in your stance and you moved back almost like 6 inches, and now you lower, and then now you come back up through again. I mean, that is just a myriad of movements to try to correct. Look at the rotation though. Really nice finish on the rotation. Once again, look at here. Less motion is better. Look at, all I'm doing is coming forward a few inches and then rotating. No up-down motion, no winding up backwards on my foot. When that pitch is coming in, just stride, just push off the inside of your back foot like we talked about, and then it's just 100% rotation. Here we go. Stride, good rotation there, and there was no motion of the head up and down. You know, we were getting a lot better here at the end. And look at the finish on the rotation. Man, look at that bat come around, and then your left foot actually is coming off the ground and continuing around because you're rotating so explosively. Once again here, it's like you're loading up on the back foot, you know, way too much, but look at the rotation there. Excellent rotation, just not, you couldn't put it both together, you know, the rotation and the bat path on a straight line. Here was your focus, you know, out to full extension right there. Look at that with the rotation. That's awesome looking. And then here, it's a little bit of a golfy swing, but I'd love if you were just able to cut a ball. Look at that, you know, that focus right there. Oh man, that is just a great looking swing on a ball that you launched way out of here. Look at, not much motion with the head. Here's the rotation. Oh, you almost got out to full extension there, pretty close. And then you finish with the rotation. That's a ball you hit way out of here, you know, 330, 340 over the fence. Here's just a shot of Frank Henry's rotation and straight line, you know, extension, just to kind of take a look at here at the end. Great working with you, David. Really got to clean up that beginning motion. But man, you went from, you know, not even sniffing the fence and having a bunch of, you know, glancing blows and odd hits at the beginning to, you know, hitting, you know, every other ball or every ball either to the fence or over at the end. So great job. Get that rotation and snap put together, my man. Thank you.